It's still the 20th anniversary until next month.
Pokémon, arguably one of the most influential video game franchises of all time. You know, among all the other most influential franchises of all time. A series that is constantly evolving, changing, much like the Pokémon themselves.
And since it's the last month of the 20th anniversary, and the 7th generation has just come out recently, I'm going to be counting down my 10 favorite Pokémon from Gen 1 through Gen 6.
Now there are only 2 rules I'm going to enforce on this list. Number 1, no Gen 7 Pokémon. Even though it may be late, this is my way of giving Gen 6 a send-off and welcoming the new one. Number 2, no unofficial Pokémon. So no glitch Pokémon, no concept-only Pokémon, and lastly, no fan-made Pokémon. Sorry, Raptorch. Other than that, anything goes. Now what I'm going to be judging these mons by is just, well, how much I like them. Design, mythology, not so much their role in the anime, but it doesn't hurt their chances either. Also, I'd like you to keep in mind that I'm not a competitive battler, so usefulness in battle is not going to be a major factor. And of course, this is a favorite list, so these aren't going to be the objectively best Pokemon of all time. And if an objectively better Pokemon is lower than one that isn't as good, take it with a grain of salt. Let's go! There are only a handful of Gen 1 Pokemon that I actually like, for varying reasons. But for some reason, one of the first few that come to mind whenever I think of Gen 1 is Ponyta.
And yes, I mean Ponyta, not Rapidash.
I don't know why, but I've always just preferred Ponyta over Rapidash. Maybe it's Ponyta's simpler, more friendlier design, or the fact that I think Ponyta has a better shiny sprite or something like that. I just do. Ponyta has really good attack and speed stats, with mediocre defensive stats, with access to moves like Wild Charge, giving it a speed boost and an advantage over Water type, and Solar Beam, meaning it has a chance against Rock and Ground types. Yes, there may be objectively better Fire type Pokemon out there, especially since in most of the layer games it's impossible to find one until after the main story is over. Still, in my opinion, this little pony can really take you places. Some of the legendary Pokemon you can control in these games are absolutely astounding to me. Giant birds with control over the elements, a giant whale that can flood the earth, a time god.
Well, how about the actual god of the Pokemon world?
No, you're not seeing things. I love Arceus. Its design is okay, not exactly stellar or anything, but what I really love about Arceus is its ability, Multi-type, which allows its type to become the same as the play it's holding. Meaning, it can be every type of Pokemon. Need a fire type to deal with that pesky Aromale? You got it! Need a dark type to beat the Crowdhouse Chantal's team of unsuspecting ghosts? Arceus is your guy. Lance's dragons give you trouble? Dragon Arceus at your service. And Arceus can learn a large set of different moves by TM and Move Tour. And with an ever impressive 120 stats of every stat, it barely needs to worry about being the same type to do some damage. However, even with all that power behind it, it's not all powerful. With the type it gains from the play it holds, it obviously gains the type's weakness as well. So if you're not paying attention, you can easily get blindsided by a super effective move from your opponent. And even Pokegod is not immune to poison. I seriously lost to the Elite Four one time when my Arceus got poisoned and I didn't have any healing items. Seriously. Next up is something that's cute. Lopunny.
Go ahead and leave your "you're a sexist objectifying pig" comment right now.
It'll be the last comment you ever make.
And besides, that's not why I like Lopunny. I like it because it's cute.
Rabbits are one of my favorite animal species, and Lopunny is based off of one of the cutest breed, the Holland Lop. Oh, look at them. They're so cute.
Get a hold of yourself, man. Don't get distracted by the cute.
Alright, back to Lopunny. Lopunny has a design that is very elegant. serene, some other third thing. But beneath all that elegance and charm is a powerhouse waiting to unleash its full potential. Since Lopunny can learn some of the most powerful moves in the game, with some decent stats to back him up, as well as some high defensive stats, which means this bunny ain't going anywhere anytime soon. And then there's when it Mega Evolves. Lopunny's speed and attack stat are boosted significantly, and it gains the Scrappy ability, meaning Ghost types now have something to fear with this new powerhouse of pain. Oh, and did I mention it gains the Fighting type? Meaning it gets stabbed from moves like High Jump Kick. Its Mega Evolution's appearance is questionable, but at least it still keeps some of its cuteness while letting its opponents know it's not to be messed with. A cutie, but still able to hold its own battle, this rabbit is sure to cream the competition. One of my favorite Pokemon movies, without a doubt, is Pokemon Heroes, and my first game was Pokemon Ruby. So you might be thinking that Latios is my favorite of the Eon duo. Nope, it's Latias. Maybe it's her red coloration, since red is one of my favorite colors, or maybe it's the fact that Latias has a more friendly air about it than Latios. Even her cry is gentler and more inviting, while Latios has a cry that sounds more violent and fierce. Latias has great attack and defense stats, with lower HP to balance it out. Her signature move, Mist Ball, isn't something to be ignored either, since it can lower the target's special attack stat, and she can learn other great moves like Ice Beam, Rain Dance, and Thunder by TM, Magic Coat, Shockwave, and Water Pulse by Move Tier. Oh yeah, and she can Mega Evolve. When she does, she gains the second highest special defense stat of all Pokemon, tied only with Goodra.
It's weird though. Since Ruby was my first game and Latios is literally the first Pokemon you see in that game, it'd make more sense for Latios to be my favorite, right? Oh well.
The normal type is a type I feel I don't really appreciate enough. I don't hate it, but aside from Lopunny, Arceus, and a few others, there just aren't that many I really like.
But if you were to say, have one be primarily the fire type and give it the appearance of a lion...
That's what I'm talking about. Pyroar. One of the few lion-based Pokemon, along with Luxray and Entei, Pyroar is probably one of the most underappreciated Pokemon to come out of X and Y. With its unique typing, great design, and it follows actual lion biology by having males be harder to come across than females. Its best stat is its special attack stat, with its speed being not that far behind. The rest of its stats are admittedly lacking, but with its high speed stat, it's sure to land at least one good hit before it goes down. And with access to other powerful moves like Hyper Voice and Incinerate by Level Up, Solar Beam, Dark Pulse, and Fire Blast.
Really? It can't learn Fire Blast by level up? Its main has the Japanese kanji for fire on it. It would make perfect sense. Oh, whatever.
Still a great move pool for a powerful special attacker. I think it's safe to say that everyone has a favorite evolution, but me personally, I really like Eevee on its own. And 3 of its evolutions.
I'm sorry, but I can't just pick one. Don't make me pick just one!
I've always liked Eevee for its cuteness, and to me it's always been the Pokemon of opportunity. Most Pokemon have only 1 evolution, or others at the most have 2 or rarely 3. But Eevee currently has 8, meaning it has the potential to be over half of the current type lineup. I don't know, I just really like Eevee. Now for the evolutions. I was originally going to say Glaceon is my favorite, and while I still do love its design the most, and it has awesome stats, I found that Sylveon has come to be a must-have on my team in any game I can get it in. Plus, seeing as how it's fairly easy to get, only needing to spend a few minutes in Pokemon and me and leveling up with a Fairy-type move, yeah, Sylveon is my favorite, with Glaceon taking second and Umbreon being third.
Now to go over their roles in the anime.
And Eevee has been in the possession of someone who's had a fairly important role in Ash's life/journey since Gen 2, Gary, May, and Serena respectively. And oddly enough, each one of them evolved their Eevees into Umbreon, Glaceon, and Sylveon respectively. One interesting thing to know is that Serena's Eevee is the only one seen evolving on screen, while Gary's and May's were off screen.
Okay, next number.
This next one is one everyone probably saw coming. Some people love it, some people hate it, but everyone knows it, it's Charizard.
I know, I'm an unoriginal frick, but look at the video that you're watching. And then look at the recommended videos.
I just want to make this clear. I do not like Charizard because of the anime, or the original games. You know Ruby was my first game. I like it because I think it's cool. Its design is based off of that of a European dragon, which only makes sense that would finally gain the dragon type with one of its Mega Evolutions. Oh, Mega Charizard Y is better! Don't care, I prefer X. The blue flames coming out of its mouth, the way the blue and black of its skin color complement each other, the way its wings changed with those claws on the end, and it loses its double weakness to rock type moves. Can you claim that Y? No. But if Charizard being at number 4 on this list doesn't tell you that, despite how much I gush, it's not my favorite Pokemon ever, I don't know what will.
Hey wait, I didn't get to talk about Charizard's role in the anime.
I like fire. I like darkness. I like dogs.
Put it together and what do you got?
A black dog that's on fire at night. Or you could get Houndoom.
Houndoom is a hellhound, and that idea alone is awesome. Remember that nightmare-inducing creature from Hellboy? Well, now you can have one at your command. Sadly, this one doesn't come back with another when it dies, though. According to the ever-reliable Pokédex that was likely written by a 10-year-old at least, or an 18-year-old at most, the fire it breathes when it's angry contains toxins, and if they cause a burn, it will hurt forever.
Weird, seeing as how it can only learn 4 poison-type moves, only one of them is by level up. But hey, maybe it has a really cool hidden ability where your opponent can't heal burns when it inflicts one, or...
Son of a But that aside, Houndoom's still a pretty awesome Pokemon. And it Mega Evolves.
Boy, there sure are a lot of Pokemon I like that Mega Evolve, aren't there? Probably just a coincidence.
And just look at that! That is awesome. That Pokemon commands respect. Move over, Belladonna, there's a new sheriff in town. My 2 previous favorites are fire types, so you might be expecting my next pick to be a fire type as well. After all, I said I like fire.
Wrong! My number 2 favorite can only learn 2 fire-type moves. Lucario!
How can I describe Lucario in one word? It's badass. Everything about it is badass. Having an appearance based on Anubis, the Egyptian god of the dead, badass. Being voiced by Sean Schemmel in the movie, badass. The blue and black colored fur, badass. Being able to sense and control the power of Aura, badass. Its Mega Evolution, badass! And speaking of its Mega Evolution, Lucario is the first Pokemon you can Mega Evolve in X and Y, in a one-on-one fight with Karina and her other Lucario. Yes, other Lucario. A gym leader flat out gives you a Lucario. It's especially interesting to note because Riolu can't evolve unless you have a high friendship with it. So Karina is basically giving away a Pokemon that she has such a close bond with. It's Lucario's choice, yes, but it's Karina that allows it. On a cheerier note, I just really like Lucario. Its role in the movie, its usefulness in the games, its powerhouse Mega Evolution, I just love it so much. My only problem with Lucario? One was used by Cameron in the anime. A lot of people have a star that they're really attached to, either for how good they are in battle, nostalgia purposes, or in some cases, both. For me, it's both. As I said before, Ruby was my first game, and Torchic was my first Pokemon. When my Torchic evolved into Combusken, I couldn't really make heads or tails of it. But hey, it helped me beat Roxanne, so there was that. And when it finally evolved into Blaziken, I knew I made the right choice just by looking at it. And that Blaziken carried me all the way to victory through the Hoenn League. Wasn't that useful against Wallace, but that's to be expected. On its own, Blaziken is a pretty good Pokemon with high attack stats and a decent speed stat. But if you got X or Y right when they were released, you got a Torchic that was outright given to you by event, and it came with a different ability, Speed Boost. Now Blaziken won't have to worry about getting outsped by an opponent, since its speed increases at the end of each turn. And it keeps that ability when it Mega Evolves. And lastly, its role in the anime. Mei was the one who used Torchic in the Advanced series, and eventually evolved into Blaziken. But no one cares about that. Everyone remembers Harrison's Blaziken, which single-handedly beat Ash's Charizard. Not without a struggle, mind you, but still, securing Harrison the win. Mudkip, Trico, get the out of here. All hail the king. The Blazing King.
I'm Kamen Rider Leo, and it's my guess that at the rate we're going, the next Fire Star will either be a Fire Fairy type or a Fire Bug type. Well, so long as we don't get another Fire Fighting type, I'll be perfectly fine.
lose. It's the friends you make, it's the road you choose. You got the right stuff, so make your mind up. Find the courage inside of you. If you're strong, you'll survive and you'll keep your dream alive. It's the battle frontier.